Hey Coin Collectors, it's DC on the Big D, and we're looking at the 1968 Lincoln 1 cent coin, the Lincoln penny as it's called, and we see that we got three of them here. We have the 1968 D, which is the Denver Mint, and at Denver they made 2.9 billion of these. They made a bunch, but if you can get this in an MS65, you're talking about 12 to 15 bucks. If you can get it in better shape than MS65, you're talking the hundreds. For 66 and 67, you're probably talking about the mid hundreds. Not a hugely expensive year for the Lincoln penny, but you can certainly get into the hundreds with an MS 66 or 67. What about the Philadelphia Mint? Philadelphia, no mint mark, of course, in 1968, and they made 1.7 billion. And finally, this S mint mark here, this is not just a proof coin mint mark, because in 1968 the San Francisco Mint still produced general circulation pennies, 261 million of them. So we have about almost 5 billion pennies produced in total. The San Francisco Mint coins, this one is from an uncirculated mint set, and you can tell because they just polish it different and it looks different. And this is the one that there's two that you want to look for, the proof set S and the regular S, and see if you can see any double dyeing in these. And the double dyeing in these would be in the letters at the top, and maybe in Liberty, and then at the date at the bottom. And we're not seeing anything really, are we? We are seeing the S. It's called, this is one of the ones, kind of the filled S. Now, some people say, I know 68 was a big year for coins, and some people say I can't seem to get hold of the 1968 proof set coins. Well, there's a reason you can't get hold of the proof set coins, and that is because in 1968 they made what's called the no S dime. So in the proof set in 1968, which would be an S proof set, and this isn't it, this is just a regular S in an uncirculated mint set version. Doesn't look that great for uncirculated mint set, does it? But it's not worn very much. You can kind of tell by the lettering. And in specific, we can tip it right up here, and you can see that the VDB is just fine on this. That's Victor David Brenner, his initials right there at the bottom of Lincoln. Been on there since 1909, and there are some 1909s where it's on the back, on the wheat cent. Of course, this isn't a wheat cent. This is a Lincoln Memorial cent, which came out in 1959, engraved by Frank Gasparo. You see the FG here. And this back looks way better than the front, doesn't it? The reverse sometimes in these mint sets does look better, or uncirculated sets. So let's take a look at it. United States of America at the top, E pluribus unum here. And these are all dots, they're not stars or anything here. It's a well-connected roof. It's not floating anywhere. There's Lincoln down there in the center. And then down here at the bottom, we see it says 1 cent. This coin in this shape, not worth much. But if you can get this San Francisco Mint coin at an MS65, you're talking about 10 or 12 bucks. One thing that you'll find, though, is the proof set S is only worth about $4 to $5. So if you're looking for the San Francisco Mint set, the proof set S is only worth $4 to $5. And the reason that it's easier to get than many proof set Lincoln pennies is because people buy looking for the no S dime, and then they break up. They buy the proof set looking for the no S dime, and then they break it up. Now, some people say, well, how can you tell if it's a no S dime? Because Philadelphia didn't put a mint mark on theirs. Well, the way you can tell the no S dime is because it's actually polished different. It looks different. The proof set has a different buffing on it. So if you get a 1968 S from the proof set, it looks way different than this. This looks general circulation coin. You get it from the proof set, and it looks shiny and new, and it looks like they took some time to kind of buff out all of this, and it's you can kind of see the pen in it a little bit even. All right, what are these made of? This is still before 1982, so we hadn't shifted over to the copper-plated zinc. These are still copper coins with a little bit of zinc, rather than zinc coins with a little bit of copper, which came about in essentially mid-1982. Some people call these coins here business strike coins. So if you ever hear the term business strike, you know what it means is that it's just the general circulation coins. And you would also call a coin a business strike coin even if it was an uncirculated mint set. Now, let's look at these. I've got some other S's, and let's just look through them. This is just a sweet looking coin. Look at the patina on this. Look at all the coloring. But if we want to look for the double die obverse, we're going to see that it is not a double die obverse. And we can see that it's wearing pretty well. A really nice S on there, really nice. Some people like these coins with this kind of coloring to them, so this might be worth $1 or $2 to some collector, but it's not the double die. What's this next one? Here's another one with really good coloring in it too. A little bit more beat up. We can see that some of the copper is worn off. A little bit of zinc in there. But if we look at this one again, we don't have the double die obverse on the Liberty, on the date, or at the top, but it kind of a filled in S that came over time. Then finally this one looks like it might have been an S, but it's not. If we tip it up and get it just right, you can see that this is the 1968 D. So this is a Denver Mint coin, and this up here is something you see in many of the pennies. This won't be a double die anyway, but the edge blends in with the letters, and that does not make the coin worth more. It makes it worth less. All right. Well, thanks for joining the Big D Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to the channel, and when you're out there, if you get a chance, get one of these uncirculated sets and get the 1968 San Francisco Mint coin, and look and see whether in a proof or uncirculated you can find a double die obverse.